This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.
Okay guys, it didn't finish the way we wanted it to finish. We see that now, but you know what? You got to say it's been a fantastic ride in qualifying. We're through to Qatar, and really that's the main deal. And most people that go through qualifying, eventually they're going to lose one or two games. I mean, you know, we've got a decent record. Now, forget about the record and forget about the goals and everything else. And if you want a quick few stats though, goals scored during qualifying final phase in 14 games. We scored 1.64 goals per game. Yeah. I wonder what 0.64 goal looks like anyway. But yeah, 1.64 goals per game. We conceded 0.5 goals. So half a goal a game is what we conceded pretty much through qualifying. And we gathered, on average, 2 points per game. Yeah. Now, a little bit about Johnny Herdman, if you don't know, he's 46 years old, so we're going to have him for a little while, hopefully, because this might be his legacy for life. You know, might be what he does for the rest of time, because why would you leave this system that you're building to such magnificence, and you're literally the main man? So if you're the main man, why would you not want to stop being the main man? Because he's just a magician for us, right? So, anyway, 46 years old. He was born on the 9th of July, 1975. Yeah, the last century, like me. And a few other super people on this channel. Yeah. 41 games, 29 wins, 4 draws, 8 losses. And he's roughly about a 70% win ratio. 70% roughly. That's damn good. It's damn good. Anyway, getting to the game. Before we get to the game, I've got to salute all of you on this channel, because before I put this channel together, I knew that there was soccer fans in Canada. But I'll tell you what, I didn't know the level of knowledge that you've all got and the passion like me. It's like we're sitting on the same page, and it's wonderful to see. But I'll tell you what, anybody now in the media that asks me, that says, oh yeah, well, the average Canadian doesn't know much about soccer, I'm like, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Check this channel. You can read a few of what you've put out there, guys. I'll tell you what, salute all of you. It's been absolutely magnificent to read what you got. I love interacting with you. It's fantastic. We're going to keep going stronger, stronger, stronger. And I'll tell you what, the faster we go live, the better, because I'm so into this. And the World Cup's coming. We'll be live before the World Cup, I anticipate. But if we can get there quicker, that'd be much, much better. By the way, that's a countdown marker. If you can look at that closer, that's how far the World Cup is away. So, without wasting any time, big up to all of you. You're all heroes. You're all heroes in my book, and you make this so much fun, guys. You really do. So keep it coming. And even when we lose, we can still wear a smile, because we're Canada and we're going to the World Cup, and that's the end of it. Like I say, not many teams go through qualifying and do not lose a game. Yeah, it happens. You know, you lose a couple of games, big deal. It makes you real. Keeps the ego down. Stops anybody thinking they're too good. So, you know, the long and the short of it, that little crack on the whip on the losing scale, it's good for us. Keeps it real. Now, getting to the game. 7 changes in the game on the night. And you got to say, in came Maxime Crepeau in goal. Nice for him to get some time. Beautiful. I asked a few games ago for him to get some time, remember? And he got some time. Beautiful. That we lose doesn't matter. Time on the board, part of the system. He's going to feel great. Even in a loss, he's going to feel more of the system with game. Bourgeon on the bench looked absolutely fantastic. Mr. Team player, encouraging everybody on during the game. You know, his typical crazy self. Like me. You know, then you got Lucas Cavallini. He's getting time. That's fantastic. And Corny, 19-year-old, gets a debut start. Not his debut, but a debut start. That's good for the 19-year-old, but this was not the game. And as you saw, he was really like a fish out of water. This was not the game for him. Replacing him at half-time was a plus, but he didn't play a bad game. It was just he wasn't in sync with this game. Sometimes it happens. You'll have games. I played games way in the past and didn't play terrible, but I just wasn't on song at the right moment. That was his thing. He just wasn't on song. He'll be back. He'll get it going. He's one for the future for sure. He's one for the squad. Don't worry. And this was good for him. This was good for him. But anyway, wasn't his greatest day. Anyway, few changes, 7 in all for the game. It made for the game flow differently. You know, normally, you know where you can literally pass a blind pass, and Ricky Larrea's going to just run right onto it. You know, those things happen when your team is together and the same players are playing. You take 7 changes in a game, it messes up the chemistry, okay? Once you've got the chemistry going after 4-0, you normally wouldn't change it. But because he's giving people minutes, that's why he did. So, it was gonna be a tough game no matter what. Anyway, what I thought after 28 minutes was the only thing in the first half was the penalty on Jonathan David. I think that should have been given. If that were in a big league in Europe or South America, possibly MLS, that would have been a penalty. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So why it wasn't given, I don't know. You'd have to ask, excuse me, get a drink. That way. Oh, it's really dry where I live. I live in the desert, right? And I do. I live in the desert. Woo. So, excuse me. The push, I think it should have been a penalty, and it wasn't given. Why? I don't know. Referee Jair Murafu, we'll see what he does throughout the game. In fact, we'll get to about the referee and the Lions men and women later, and you definitely want to put a comment down for that. In fact, put a comment down about the game and how you feel, and how you think the game ran. Do you think it was kosher? Do you think it was like all above board? Do you think you were happy with what was going on? But anyway, on 28 minutes, I'm not happy with what's not going on, because I'm like, Stonewall penalty. That's definitely a penalty. Didn't get given. And I'm like, okay, fine, no worries. Move on. So no penalty. Yeah. I'm thinking, this is going to get tougher. I've got a flow here. This looks like something like 10 years ago. You know, when we used to play in CONCACAF for decades, the seniors of the core or the senior members of the firm, our firm of fans, they will know exactly what I'm relating to right now when I look right in that camera. Remember how we used to get ripped off all the time? And it was every time. And they wasted time. And they got away with it all the time. Well, that happened tonight. It was a total replication of what CONCACAF used to look like for us. Now, there's a few reasons why that happened, and I'll tell you why later. It's called controlling the game. But we were literally ushered out of the game and we didn't find our stride. The team was not the same. You make a few changes and all of a sudden it just feels like 10 years ago we're going to lose. We did exactly that. It was just one of those days. But don't forget, it was hot, it was humid. They're there at home. They want to take us out before we fly to the World Cup where they wanted to go. And like 3 months ago, they looked like they were going to be one of the 4. But it didn't happen, yeah? So, got to say, go to half-time 0-0. I'm thinking we're going to get the goal. Because it felt like a goal was coming. And then before you know it, second half kicks off. Torres makes a fantastic finish off that cross. I mean, come on. That was a beauty finish. I mean, side foot right into the top corner. Wow. I had a couple of guys text me going, or asking, do you think Croupeau could have got to that ball and come out for the cross? And I'm like, that's an interesting question, but you look at that. For Croupeau to come out and got that ball, he would have had to start running as soon as the ball was kicked. That means he's running blind. That ball could have gone further to his right, and he's running left, and he could have left an open goal, and that ball may well, if it wasn't the perfect ball like it was, it could have just gone in. So no, he couldn't have run off his line to get to that cross. He was literally stranded in nowhere man's land. He should have stayed straight on the line. He shouldn't have come out. Check the video on the goal. But I say no chance at all. He had no chance on that goal. And it's sad, but that's just the truth. You know, sometimes the ball goes in and you just can't get there. And it was a sweet cross, but it was an exceptional finish. I mean, Torres, wow, 50 minutes in, bang. I mean, that was a beauty goal. Something to be proud of. And it electrified the crowd, put the crowd back in it, gets Panama in there. Then they get the time wasting going on, and it's all beauty, 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 beauty. And they do the CONCACAF thing. They waste time, they dive, they fall over because nobody's standing next to them, pushed them. And it's all out all night long. And those of us, the senior guys, we've seen it, we know about it. And then in those moments, all you do is you go, whatever, whatever. You're not getting me like that. You stay cool. In fact, you just laugh at him. You just go, yeah, mate, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Just stay nice and calm, tranquilo. And then everything goes to plan. But if you react, then it goes downhill. Or if you're getting frustrated, then it goes downhill. And then some of those guys will have learned something tonight, because that was one of the typical CONCACAF games that we lost tonight, that we would have lost 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago, all the way through. And you guys know exactly what I'm saying. So, why did the game get to what it was? I think that Panama wanted it, we wanted it, but conditions, temperature, humidity, it played into tonight with Panama really getting in the game. We got close a few times, but that final ball just didn't get there. And we had plenty of opportunities to thread the final ball through, and it just didn't come off, yeah? So, again, don't be frustrated. It's the conditions. It's the end of a long qualification and another long trip, and it's the final game. Done a lot of travelling. Remember I said earlier, all them flying hours, 13 hours in the sky? That's a lot on your legs. And tonight, I think really that adds up to taking its toll as well. So, you've got to say, if we were sitting in a hotel for a week and Panama was sitting in a hotel for a week, we'd win easy. This played into Panama's hand tonight, and the referee weren't too great, was he? Eh? The referee was not too great. Now, talk about the referee in a bit, but man of the match tonight for me. They say Stephen Eustachio on a few channels. I was giving it to, and I will give it to Alistair Johnson. I thought before he was substituted out on 70, I thought he was absolutely stellar, and he saved our asses twice where it looked like we could have conceded a goal. His tackling was great, his movement was great, he was moving into space, his passing was on the ball, and his temperament. Very cool, very calm, very collected, and he didn't lose it, but you can see the fire in his belly. I love that guy. I think he's phenomenal, and I think he has a bigger future than people are thinking he has. I think he can end up on a big team, because he plays like a big player. Okay, so look for Alistair Johnson to maybe move up to another team. Now, talking about the referee, and before we get there, if you've got any comments about what I said, comment down below, guys. Really, get it off your chest, because I know you're pissed off, and you should be bloody pissed off after that. Not to the team, but to conditions of how the game was officiated. I don't normally come down on the referees, guys. You know I don't. But Jair Marufo. Let's take a look at that. Just a minute. The referee, Jair Marufo. Well, did you think he had a 10 out of a 10 stellar game? Hey? Would you like to see him officiate a game that you're going to watch for entertainment, great calls, a nice flow in the game? Because that's what the beautiful game needs. It needs to flow. It needs good calls. It needs anticipation. Now, you know I talked to FIFA referee Dave Gansar, so I don't come down on referees, but I'm going to ask you some questions. You see, if the referee sets the tone early in the game, whoops-a-daisy, warns a couple of people, whoops-a-daisy, and brings out one of these right early in the game, bang, and does the old referee strut like they do in Europe and send like South America. Now, if we'd have set the tone right from the first minute, that game would have flowed totally differently. You see, Panama knew that they had a referee that they could work their game with. And Canada, being so fair and friendly, not naive, but fair and friendly, like a fair team plays, they can't stop that kind of thing if the referee doesn't crack the whip. There was at least 8 yellow cards that I would have given officiating on that game tonight against Panama. There were 2 red cards, which was yellow reds. Why can I see that? Why can you see that? Why can Jair Marufo not get it right? So, I wasn't impressed with his officiating tonight. I thought he stunk, actually. There's good referees and there's referees that stink. And I thought his game today, Well, why don't you rate his game out of 10? Why don't you think what you think of it? Or do you think I'm being too observant about a weak referee? But you tell me, guys, what do you think? Do you think he was a 10 out of 10? Do you think he was a 5 out of 10? And did you enjoy the game? Because I think, quite frankly, he lost control of the game. If he'd have set the tone, this would have flowed differently. So anyway, that's what I'm saying about that. The other thing I'm going to point out, great to see 2 lineswomen in the game. Fantastic. 4th official, no problem. I don't know about the VAR system. Like, I think the VAR was a bit questionable tonight. There were decisions not given in my book. You know what I'm talking about. 28 minutes, the penalty on Jonathan David was one of them. But anyway, moving on. But the lineswomen tonight, fantastic. 4th official, and on the far side of the field, lineswoman running the line. I saw something that I think might be a problem moving in the future, especially at the World Cup where you've got the cream of the cream and the ball moves fast, and so do the athletic robots that they are. They're so robotic. They've got the nutrition, the training. Oh, there's nothing that they don't have to set them up. The gyms, the weights set them right, training regimes all through the day, all through the night kind of thing, sleeping right. Oh, I tell you. But anyway, in the men's game, it's electric fast, super fast. And you've got a woman linesman on the sideline running the line. It's not normally an issue, but I saw something tonight with that game that I hadn't really found before. I think it might be something that FIFA might want to look at. There were times during the game where Canada was on the offense and the lineswoman was not able physically, because she doesn't have that speed, she was not able to keep up with the final defender closest to the goal. The last defender is where the linesman, lineswoman has to be. There were a few times where she was incapable of keeping up with play. If you can't keep up with the final defender, you cannot call an offside because you cannot see straight across the line. Now, I'm not coming down sexist. This is purely for the integrity of the game. If you cannot keep up with play, you cannot run that line. I would rather see women referees and men linesmen. How about that? For all those of you who are thinking I'm coming down on women, because I'm not. I think the rationale of the woman's brain may well be more betterly encompassed in the game, and maybe in the future you get one referee as a woman, does the whole game, and linesmen are men. That could work. But I say, physically, the speed that she didn't have tonight to keep up with the defence, the final defender, there was a few times where she couldn't keep up and there was no call. So, you've got to say, people need to look at that. Like I say, it's not sexist, it's purely about the integrity of the game and keeping up. Now, Mo Salah attacked with a laser. Check this out. Oof. So the lasers are hitting Mo Salah's face. There's lasers all over the grass. Why doesn't the referee stop the PK? Strange. Well, they've got to do something about that, hey? I mean, like, why didn't he stop the game? I mean, you see all those lasers on the field. As a referee or a linesman, you've got the linesman on beside the goal there. Why is the linesman not saying anything? I mean, really, they should have stopped the penalty and took it to the other end of the ground. I mean, where's the thinking in that? It's very logical, yeah? If you've got troublemakers there, then take it over there. Done deal. End of. And Mo Salah scores a goal and Egypt goes to the World Cup. I tell you, great injustice there. FIFA want to look at that too. Yeah. Crowd control. How do you get such massive lasers into someone's face and the referee doesn't stop it? That's just nuts. Crazy. Anyway, coming up. Before you know it, FIFA rankings are coming through. I'll be on there too. There's a quick video coming of that after this one. So FIFA rankings video coming very, very shortly. And then the World Cup draw, where we are part of it. Yeah, we are part of it. We're a big part of the World Cup. Yes, 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 yes. Get ready. Oof. We've been waiting for this. And wait for that draw. When we get that draw, then we can all chit-chat. Ooh, put a show on the group. I'm going to do one about the group. And we can say, this is your chance now, guys. We're going to do a show on the group. Now's your chance. Email only. You gotta email Steve at theultimatesoccershow.com. Okay? I'm going to do a show on Friday about the group. Get your questions in now, for Friday, and you'll be part of Friday's show. And I can answer your question on the show and give you a little taster of how things will run once we go live. How about that for a beauty idea? There's a good one. So, email Steve at theultimatesoccershow.com. As soon as the group comes in and it's landed and you know who we got, boom. Tell me what you think, and really tell me what you think, because I know you guys have got it and I know you know it. Hey, and I know you can express the passion too. So tell me what you're thinking about the World Cup, and then once that group comes out, Friday, this coming Friday, we're going to do a group show. Just our group. Thereafter, we'll do one about the World Cup on Monday, the groups, and we'll plough through that. But don't forget, there's a few things we've got to do. So, like I say, Friday night, it'll be coming out. Put your questions in now till Friday. It happens April 1st. Boom, about the group, just the group, nothing but the group, the whole group you're on it. And that's what we're doing Friday. So email me, Steve at theultimatesoccershow.com. And that'll be fantastic. I'll tell you what, guys, don't be down. Wear that crown. We're going to Qatar. We've lost a couple of games. Big, yeah, wow, don't matter. And I mean, just think where we've come from, where we are now, and how much we're enjoying this. And how we're still being very calm about it. I mean, jeepers creepers, let yourself go. Let's have some of that. I mean, it's just, I'm doing cartwheels on the other side of the camera, if you didn't know it. Like, I go nuts during the day. I drive around and I'm like, oh yes, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm literally a contained soccer psycho in my vehicles, and I love every minute of it. I've got the songs going, but getting to the Qatar, I tell you what, guys, enjoy it, be with it. Friday, the group. Send me an email, Steve at theultimatesoccershow.com. We'll have some fun. Right on. Check it in. Thanks, guys. Be safe. Take care. Love all of you. Bye.
3, 2, 1.
This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.